7 differences between being in love and loving someone. We use both terms interchangeably, but loving someone and being in love does not mean the same thing. They may be cousins, but they are two different things, and it is worth understanding this difference to avoid confusion and broken hearts. We grew up with fairy tales, believing in Prince Charming and happy ending. I wish someone had invented the real stories, those that also disappoint you, betray you, or someone gets hurt. It is not that a bad experience should mark our lives, nor do I believe the saying that all men are the same, but it is always better to be alert and to have a clear idea of what you are looking for in a relationship. Being in love and loving someone are two different things. Realizing this truth in time and thinking about what position your relationship is at will save you a lot of misery, so I've decided to list some of these differences. 1. Being in love is the desire to possess, to love is to want the best for the other. This materialism in which we find ourselves immersed, and the idea that we have been sold that, as much as you have as much as you worth, we have bought it completely. Sometimes we believe that we own people and settle for having someone as if it were a watch or a pair of glasses. Loving someone means going further, is understanding that people do not belong to each other. It means wanting to be with him to live a happy life, wanting to build something together, and wanting the well-being of that person even when sometimes that implies let it go. 2. Being in love is like a drug. Loving is that your emotions flow with tranquility. When you love someone, feelings come and go. Usually, the first years of a relationship falling in love make you feel that you are in another galaxy, that the trees are pink, and you have that feeling of wanting to be 24 hours a day with that person. Loving someone goes beyond. When the cloud disappears, you stop being guided by emotions and you discover what love is. You look for his well-being even if the emotions are less strong than at the beginning. 3. Being in love is not seeing the mistakes. Loving is being with him despite his mistakes. Falling in love is much simpler than loving, because in the stage of falling in love it is as if a part of your brain takes you to a dimension that is not the real one. Every time you look at him you find him perfect, but to love someone is to understand that that person has defects, is to accept them and still decide to be there. 4. Falling in love has a cure. Love is a choice. With the same ease with which you can fall in love with a person, you can also lose the charm before his eyes. How many times have we heard a friend say that she fell in love 3 times in one day? It is an exaggeration, but falling in love is always an initial stage. It is a product of emotion and that romantic chip that is activated in our head. Loving someone is something you decide. Those who never leave us are the people we love. They are people who decide to stay in our lives despite the defects and despite the mistakes. When you love someone you cannot stop loving them. 5. Falling in love is like a race. Loving means enjoying every step. When you are in love it seems that you are in a hurry to be with that person. When you love someone you discover that it is better to enjoy each stage of life with that person, with their ups and downs, living every moment. 6. In love you want to be with him all day. When you love, you give space. Some time ago I asked one of my teachers how was the relationship with his wife. He replied that it was like being alone. At first, I found his response shocking, but over time I understood that there was total acceptance on the part of the couple, who felt as good by her side as when he was alone. 7. When you are in love everything is fun and games. When you love you learn to mature with your partner. There are those who argue that love is blind, until one of the two loses an eye. Indeed, according to scientific studies, a part of our brain is deactivated when we are in love. Actually, being in love is not an emotion, but a series of emotions that fluctuate from top to bottom. It's like being on a wheel of fortune. To love someone is to transcend that stage of falling in love and still wanting to be with that person. Source: https://www.ochicas.com. To learn more about 7 differences between being in love and loving someone, download my book free by clicking the book image on the right or the link in the description below, and please subscribe to this channel and share this video.